Okay, why am I looking at swords? Because we're in the Drovers Inn on the way to Fort William in the Highlands of Scotland. And this pub was built in 1705. It's just in the middle of nowhere. On the A82 from Glasgow to Fort William. Cheers. Okay, so we are on the road to Fort William from Glasgow. We're just entering an area called Glencoe. The weather's awesome. It's very not mountainous, hilly. I guess between hills and mountains is what you would say. We've got about another hour and we'll be in Fort William. So we're in Fort William. Made it last night. We had a good time in the town centre. And this is the good thing about our hotel that we're staying in. It's called the Mothus Hotel in Fort William. And this is the good thing. We've got a room and we can see Loch Linnhe out there, which is just beautiful. Weather's still great. But that's the only good thing about the hotel. We're not too fussy, but anyway, let me pan down. The bed, typically European beds are small. This bed is so tiny, and the room is tiny. Sorry for the mess, but we are leaving this morning. But the room's tiny. This way is the bathroom. There's the door into the room. The door handle's like 2.5 feet off the floor. Like you're going to actually bend down to open it. There's a toilet stuck against the wall and a shower, and that's the room. So the first stop of the day today, we are visiting the Nevis distillery. We're going to look at where they make the Nevis single malt whiskey. So we're just about to enter the distillery, and this lovely old barrel with a floral display. There was a seagull on there, and as we approached, the seagull sat in between the flowers, and we thought, that's kind of strange. It flew away as we got closer, but you can see why it was sat there. There's a nest. He's actually got a couple of eggs. He was sat on the eggs. I can hear him squeaking away, so we're going to leave it and head inside so he can come back to his eggs. The legend of the Dew of Ben Nevis. Old Inverlochie Castle. Fort William. So this castle was built in the year 1290. So 700 plus years old. And surprisingly, a lot of the structure standing. This is inside. So time for exploring. Very hard to video because it's confined, so you can't get a feeling on video of the size of this room. I'm in one of the round turrets There's a round turret at each corner of the castle. And here's a little bar dark in here. What is it? A little stairway. Well, I guess it used to be a stairway. Climb up it. Here's a window through which archers would have shot arrows to protect against invaders of the castle. I don't know that, I'm just guessing, right? Why else would you use a window? And the stairs go up there, but it's a little bit too high for me to go up anymore. Another window up there in the turret. It's kind of cool that you can actually come inside a castle ruin like this and access the old passageways. And according to that sketch that we saw on the entrance, when this castle was inhabited, there would have been all kinds of buildings inside, wooden buildings inside the main walls here. It's quite big. There's a proper castle-shaped wall with the up and down squares that you would think a castle should look like with those, right? We'll head this way and see what's on the other side. I can see a river through the other side of the castle. Here's one of the other turrets. I think that's what we call them, right? Turrets, the round corners of a castle are called a turret. This one's not as interesting as the last one. There's no rooms to explore. There's the window again. Yeah, the previous turret was much nicer as far as turrets go. And the one over there looks really complete with rooms, but it is locked and you can't get inside. That's a shame. So we'll head outside of the castle, the rear entrance, and there's the river. That's beautiful. How is that, eh? Yeah, this is a gorgeous castle as far as castles go, and location. And this is the river that the castle overlooks. And the train bridge. So we're driving now from Fort William to the Isle of Mull, M-U-L-L, Mull. We've got a couple of little ferries to take, and I think all told it's about 2.5 hours from Fort William to Mull. We're driving down the side, the banks of the Loch Linney, I think you call it, Loch Linney. The roads in Scotland are very narrow. You've got to be keep your wits about you, especially when you get on some of the tight bends. So we've just arrived at the ferry terminal. This is the Curran ferry. You have to get on this ferry just to cross from one side of Loch Linney to the other. It's a short crossing. You can see the ferry on the other side of the loch there. We've got 2 trucks and 4 vehicles in front of us. Not sure how many it holds, so I don't know if we'll get on or not. But we'll see. Looks like there's a lot of vehicles getting on at the other side, so I think we'll be okay. Here's the ferry setting off, coming across to pick us up. There's Loch Linney. I guess we better walk back to the car. It's not going to take long to get over here. And this is the ferry lineup. You just come down the hill, park the car, and wait in line. You don't reserve on this ferry. You just hop on and hope there's room. Yeah, there's a lot of vehicles getting off the ferry. At least 15 already gone past us, and there's no way we're not getting on this ferry. Touch wood. They're still coming off. Yeah, we're going to be able to get on. Here we go. The ferry lineup is moving, so hopefully we get on. It's £8.50 for the car and the occupants, so that's pretty cheap to save 6 hours driving if you didn't cross the lock at this point. So we'll see if the guys are going to guide us on. Here we go. And it looks like we're on. We're on our way. You can see by the hills in the distance we are moving. You're not allowed out of the car, you just sit in the car, which is fine because it's a short crossing. You can see a lighthouse over there through that guy's windshield. That's cool. And it looks like we're almost over to the far shore already. Yeah, we're pulling up at the dock. That crossing took about 90 seconds. So now we're on the other side of Loch Linney, and we're driving down for about an hour. We're going to drive down to another ferry, which will take us across to the Isle of Mull. So we've got about an hour's driving to do. Then we are at our destination for tonight. We're going to stay on the Isle of Mull at Tobermory, the main town there. There are hardly any vehicles compared to the other side of the loch. We've probably seen 2 vehicles in the last 20 minutes driving. And the roads are wider, and they're in better shape than the other side. Very pretty over here. Big thing I'm worried about, if you look at this road sign coming up, beware of cattle. So who knows what's up ahead. Just stopped to take a video here. We're on a single track road. This is the main road still. Heading to the ferry. And this is the loch, the other side of it. Just beautiful. And I hope this person doesn't mind. We parked outside someone's house. It's a typical little Scottish cottage. So this single track road is so narrow, we've passed a few vehicles. But what happens is when you meet a vehicle, you've got to pull into one of these passing places. And with a vehicle coming now, he's going to pull over so that we can pass him. And that's how you pass on the single track road. So I'll give him a wave, thank you. And that is driving on a single track road in the middle of the Highlands of Scotland. So the Loch Lion ferry terminal. Now we're waiting for the ferry across to the island of Mull, which you can see over there in the distance. I think we just missed the ferry because we're number 1 in the line. ferry. Bunch of collectors. Looks like it's going to reverse in here. That'll take us across to the island of Mull. Here we go, we got called on to the ferry. So on we get.
Highlands.
And we're off. One powerful push away from the dock. Turning us right around. There's a lower car deck. That's where we came from. There's the other side, that's the island of Mull, that's the ferry ramp over there. That was quick, that only took about 15 minutes to get across. That cost us £12 for the car and 2 passengers. So that's pretty cheap again.